Hi there, wig lover. This is Heather from CysterWigs.com, and today I'm bringing you a review of a Henry Margu hand-tied wig called Supra, and the color on Supra today is 8/27/33H. So this is a really dynamic color with a lot going on. And I'm gonna kind of dip in and out of the sunlight for you so you can see what this color looks like in different lighting schemes. So to start with, let's talk about the color. As you can see, it's got quite a bit of red in it, which is really obvious when you're in bright light. It's not so obvious when you're in dim lighting. In fact, it just looks like a very highlighted kind of brown shade, honestly. But in the light, you can see it's got these really lovely red undertones to it. It is a mix of 3 different colors. You've got the darkest of the 3, which is this 8, which is a medium brown color. And then on top of that, you've got the 33, which is the second darkest color, which is actually a dark natural auburn brown. And let me zoom in here, see if you can pick it up. Okay, so there's the number 8 you can see. And then right around here you can see lots of that 33 popping through. And then the lightest color on top of that is a 27, which is a light natural auburn, but with the amount of contrast going on in this color, it looks significantly more blonde up against that 33 and that number 8. So that's just something to be aware of. It's highlighted to the nth degree and back. It's got a lot going on, very cool color. And that's why I wanted to sort of turn a spotlight on it, because look how cool that is in the sunshine. It just looks really rad. So before I show you what this wig looks like all the way around, let's talk some specs, shall we? The bang is 7.5 inches long, which is pretty darn long. It's meant to be swept off to the side, but you could always have a stylist cut a bang into this. I think a fringe bang would probably look dynamite on this wig. At the ear and around the sides, it's about 7.5 inches. This is a graduated bob though, and I'll show you when I turn to the side. It does go like this a bit, but it has a long nape. And the cap construction has an extended nape. So it'll give you plenty of coverage in the back, even if it does have a dramatic gradient. The top is about, 7 to 8 inches long, so about as long as it is in the front. And the overall length is 10.75 inches. As you can see here, it's definitely right around the chin level. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn around so you can see what this looks like from all sides. This wig only weighs 2.75 ounces, so it's pretty darn light. I don't really feel like I've got anything on. Though I will say when I first put it on my head, it was a tad on the tight side, but after wearing it for about 10 minutes, it just kind of loosened up, and now it's snug, but it's not hurting me. And again, I have a large head. I have a 23.5 inch circumference, so just keep that in mind. On someone with an average cap size, this is going to fit very well. So it does kind of want to swoop in here off to the side, and you can see right away that gradient at work. I'm glad to report that Supra looks basically identical to the manufacturer pictures right out of the box. The only thing you're going to have to really pay attention to is figuring out where you want the part right away, and then leave it there. Don't move the part around too much, because as you can see here, the wig wants to be trained. It wants to go where you want it to. This wig was also parted way over here when I first got it, which is why it's like kind of near here and sleek across here. That's from being in the box. If you get this and it doesn't part where you want it to immediately, because it's poker straight and doesn't have any permatease, you can use steam. Just go ahead and part it where you want it to go, hit it with zoop zoop, little tiny dabs of steam, coax it into place with your fingers, and you'll be able to train it very easily, because you won't have to worry about damaging the texture of it. It's already poker straight. This color just looks so cool in the bright light. Supra has a 100% hand-tied cap, so the top of it is lovely and gives you this very natural scalp appearance. And if the wind blows, you don't have to worry about track showing because there aren't any, which is always pretty cool. You get decent coverage here on the sides. For me, I'd either have to go with something a little darker or maybe dye my sideburns or something like that if I were going to wear this color long term, just because my natural color is kind of like a you know, number 6 all on its own. This one does not have a lace front. It has under knotting at the hairline, and I'll show you when I take it off, and that does help it look a little bit more natural, but it's most certainly not the same as a lace front. But this one's a great one for people who have very sensitive scalps. The cap overall is quite comfortable. There's something about lace fronts that takes a little bit of adjustment to, and that's the fact that it itches right up here in the front. So if you have a sensitive scalp, or if you have like inflammatory disease like lupus or something like that, that would, you know, make it really difficult to wear something like that comfortably. Wigs like this were made for you. They were made to be comfortable on people who have sensitive scalps and who can't tolerate lace fronts but still want a very realistic looking wig with advanced cap features. So I'm going to go ahead and take Supra off so I can show you what the inside looks like. I love the Henry Margu Naturally Yours cap construction, especially on these professional wigs. And again, on my website, I categorize them separately from the rest of the Henry Margu line. So if you want to look for their hand-tied wigs, make sure you look for Henry Margu Naturally Yours Professional. And if you want the line that just has maybe mono tops and or lace fronts, look at the Naturally Yours line. But as you can see, the ear tabs on this cap have this lovely generous amount of polyurethane on both sides. They're also quite firm, so they'll stay up against the side of your head very well. These are great. You could put adhesive on them, but they're also kind of gummy all on their own, so that kind of helps it stay in place. You also have a polyurethane strip right here at the hairline, and if I show you really close up, you can see what I mean by under knotted. It has a little bit of the monofilament poking through, and the hair has been threaded into it from underneath, so that way it doesn't look like an abrupt monotop start and stop. Very, very nice. Oh, I love how gummy that is. You have a double monofilament top, so it's very, very, very smooth. And the great thing about double monofilament tops, as I've mentioned in previous videos, is that you don't have to worry about the knots getting rubbed loose. The knotting is very, very, very fine, very teeny, teeny, tiny knots, and they're very fragile. And sometimes, as some of my Jon Renau wearers have noticed, if you wear those wigs without something underneath, like, you know, a cap or something, and even sometimes when you do, the knots can get rubbed loose. They'll come out when you wash it or comb it, or if a stiff breeze comes by, and then you'll start shedding hair from the mono features, and that's something you really don't want. So that smooth second layer helps prevent that from happening as quickly. It'll still happen inevitably. That's a consequence of having something so delicate. But the thing is, it helps prevent it from happening so quickly. The cap also has some very nice stretch features throughout. It doesn't stretch a lot, but it will stretch enough for most wearers. The back is very lusciously extended. That's a beautiful extended nape there. And it's stiff, so it will stay in place. It won't flip or flare out as long as you smooth it down when you're wearing it. If you want this wig to stretch a little bit more, all you have to do is cut this piece of elastic off, and it will give you about an extra ½ inch all the way around. So again, right here at the seam underneath the ear tab, if you clip this off and just let this bottom layer be there, that will help accommodate you a bit. There isn't any permatease at all in this wig, by the way, which is also a big plus for people who like sleek bobs with the most realistic features. Here's what Supra looks like from the top. That's a really, really nice mono top. I love double monofilament tops. That is beautiful. You can see all those luscious highlights. The hair fiber feels fabulous. I love the way that the Henry Margu fiber feels. It reminds me a lot of like the Rene of Paris and Noriko and Amore fiber. You know, it's also got the same level of shine, more or less. So if you're a fan of the Noriko, Amore, Rene of Paris line, and you've never tried a Henry Margu wig with the fancy cap features, give it a go. I mean, it's amazing to me how lovely some of these Henry Margu wigs really are. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on. I love that extended nape. I think that that makes it really easy to hide the hair in the back. It's a little bit tight, like I mentioned, but that's again because I have a big head. For most people, that's not going to be a problem. And there you have it. This has been the very beautiful Supra wig by Henry Margu in the color 827/33H. It's very heavily highlighted with brown and hints of red and a little bit of that nice strawberry blonde throughout. It's a beautiful color, very, very, very decadent wig with lots of fancy schmancy cat features. So again, now that I can actually open my eyes. My name is Heather. I'm from CysterWigs.com. Check out my web store if you get a chance. It's just www.cysterwigs.com. And until next time, I look forward to seeing you again, and have a great day. Bye-bye.